communion. We do this. We celebrate every week by taking our communion cups. It didn't look like this in Jesus' day. But there's a little wafer on the top. I would invite everybody to this right now because I want to share with you, and you can choose to take or not take. But Jesus instituted the Lord's Supper, which is what we call this, communion, Eucharist. He instituted this the night he was betrayed, the night they had a mock trial in the middle of the night. And found him guilty of nothing. I've been found guilty before, and I was guilty. I was still mad. Jesus was guilty of nothing. But the night before he went to the cross, he took bread and took wine, and he lifted them in front of his disciples, in front of his closest followers, and he said, listen, I want you guys to take this every time you gather together and do this in remembrance of me. He's saying, I'm about to go die, and I want you guys to do something. And he institutes this new rite that Christians do. And so the wafer or the bread symbolizes Jesus' body, which was about to be broken, which was about to be nailed to a cross. And it was done so in order for us to just find forgiveness. And I've heard it said, it's like, well, you Christians, you think you can do whatever you want and you'll just be forgiven. No, listen. When you take this and this, and you place your faith in Jesus and you realize he forgave you, you don't want to re-offend. You don't want to hurt him. That's not Christianity. It's not a free pass to do evil. So he says, you take this in remembrance of me because this is my body that's broken. He takes this, and it was wine. We have juice. But it doesn't matter because what we're drinking is just to symbolize what's going on with Christ, okay? This doesn't change into anything when we drink it. It's just juice. It stays juice until it hits our tummy. But what he was saying was, my blood, this wine symbolizes my blood, which is about to be spilled for the forgiveness of sins. Just like the lambs that the Jews would sacrifice over and over and over because the Old Testament, God told them, sacrifice a lamb, sacrifice a lamb, sacrifice a lamb. They had to do it for forgiveness of sins every year. They would bring all these lambs and sacrifice. All of that was going to point to the fact that God was going to come and do it himself. And written in, just like the code book in our DNA, in that blood was a new covenant. It was a new covenant of forgiveness and grace for all who would believe. So, today, if you're a Christian, we're going to have a moment of silence. Take as you see fit. Pray to God. Remember his body. Remember his blood. If you're not a Christian, wait. Turn to Jesus. Stare at your elements. Ask God, did this really happen? And did it happen to me? Turn to him. Pray. And then if you feel like it did, then you take. If not, just put it back on the way out or throw it away, whatever. But pray to Jesus. Turn to him. He is ready and willing to answer.